Broncos Country, let's ride. What's up, Broncos Country? Take a deep breath because what I'm about to tell you right now could completely change our team's season, could change everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. We're one game, one win away from doing something that few teams manage to do in the league. But before I tell you exactly what's at stake, let me ask you a question, just to test if you're really Broncos Country for real. Do you know how many wins the Denver Broncos have this season? Think about it. 13 wins. 13. Do you understand the weight of that? And in the next game, at home, we can reach 14 wins. But it's not just about the number. It's about what comes with that win. It's about putting the Denver Broncos at the absolute top of the AFC. It's about guaranteeing something every team dreams of when the postseason approaches. But hold on. I'm going to explain everything properly for you, the way the Denver Broncos family deserves to understand. So let's go. This matchup against the Chargers isn't just another game. It's not just another regular season week. It might be the last week before the playoffs, but man, this game is worth gold. Worth much more than gold. Coach Sean Payton was straight to the point when he spoke with the press during the week. He said the team's focus is to approach this matchup as if it were a playoff game. And guess what? That's exactly what it is. An early playoff. Because we're hosting the Chargers, a team that has 11 wins this season, and if we win, Broncos Country, if we win, we secure the first seed in the AFC. First seed. Do you know what that means? It means a bye in the first round of the playoffs. It means that while other teams will be killing themselves on Wild Card Weekend, the Denver Broncos will be resting, preparing, watching opponents wear themselves out. And there's more, much more. With this win, we guarantee home field advantage throughout the entire AFC postseason. That means every playoff game we play, every single one, will be there at our temple, at our stadium, with our deafening crowd making the opponent's life a living hell. Can you imagine that? Can you feel the energy that's going to happen? And look, there's a very important detail here. If we win this game, we'll tie the franchise record for wins in a regular season. That's right, 14 wins, the most the Denver Broncos have ever achieved. We're talking about entering the gallery of the best teams in franchise history, being part of a select list, writing our name in orange and blue eternity. Pat Surtain, our phenomenal cornerback, that guy who is simply a wall on defense, said a phrase that sums it all up. He said the team didn't get here just to get here. And that, family, that's a champion's mentality. It's the mentality of someone who doesn't settle for little. It's the mentality that separates great teams from mediocre teams. We don't just want to participate in the playoffs. We want to dominate the playoffs. And it all starts in this decisive matchup. Now let's talk a little bit about the opponent, because respect is fundamental in football. The Chargers aren't sending Justin Herbert onto the field. That's right. Their starting quarterback will be out, and probably some other starters too. But if you think that means it's going to be easy, you don't know this league well. Trey Lance will be there commanding the offense. And who is Trey Lance? He's a kid who was picked 3rd overall in the 2021 draft. 3rd overall. You don't get there by accident. The guy has talent, has an arm, has mobility. He's an elite athlete who can, yes, cause serious problems for any defense. Defensive coordinator Vance Joseph made that very clear during the week. He said there's enough tape on Lance that the kid can make all the throws on the field, that he's extremely athletic and can hurt you with his legs. And Joseph doesn't exaggerate. He's preparing the defense to face a dangerous quarterback capable of escaping the pocket, extending plays, creating out of nothing. The last time Lance started, it was in the last week of last season when he was playing for Dallas, and the guy completed 20 of 34 passes for 244 yards. It's not an absurd number, but it shows he can move an offense. Pat Surtain also commented on Lance, and it was interesting because he remembered they were from the same draft class. He said Lance is extremely capable, has all the tools to succeed, and that the team isn't approaching this game with any kind of carelessness. And that's the right attitude, Broncos Country. Because underestimating the opponent is the perfect recipe for disaster. We need to respect the Chargers, respect their individual talent, but also trust in our strength, our identity, what we've built throughout this incredible season. And speaking of building, let me talk about a super important technical aspect that could define the outcome of this game, the turnover battle. Turnover, for those who aren't familiar with the term, is when you lose possession of the ball to the opponent, whether by fumble or interception. And guess what? That's absolutely crucial in the playoffs. Sean Payton brought up very interesting data during the week. He cited a study about Super Bowl champion teams and the turnover differential they had during the playoffs. And the numbers are impressive. In the last 25 years, only one Super Bowl champion had a negative turnover differential during the playoffs. 1 in 25. 10 of the last 15 champions were first or second in turnover differential among the teams that made the playoffs. And 8 of those 15 teams had at least 4 more turnovers forced than committed during the entire playoff run. Last year alone, the Eagles had an absurd differential of plus 12 turnovers on their run to the title. 12. That's domination. And where are the Denver Broncos on this metric now? We're tied for 25th place in the league in turnover differential. It's not good. It's not even close to where we need to be if we really want to compete for the title. In the last 2 weeks, we lost the turnover battle, interrupting a positive streak we had between weeks 11 and 15, when we didn't lose that battle once. So this game is a perfect opportunity to start turning that around again. It's time for the defense to create turnovers, to pressure Lance to force mistakes, to give the ball to Bo Nix and the offense in great field positions. Vance Joseph was honest in the press conference when he talked about this. He said the team needs better coaching in this aspect, needs to force more turnovers, but also stressed that they can't be desperately hunting for these plays. Because when you become obsessed with interceptions and fumbles, you get out of your structure, you stop doing the fundamental things that make the defense work. And the Denver Broncos defense has been working very well. We're the second best defense in the league on third down and in the red zone. That means when the opponent needs to convert a third down to keep the ball, we stop them. And when the opponent gets close to our end zone, we don't let them score. That's excellent. But now we need to add turnovers to that equation. And there's another thing that will be fundamental in this decisive matchup, another piece of the puzzle that could make all the difference between victory and defeat. The crowd, our crowd. Broncos Country, present in the stadium making noise, creating that hostile environment that every visiting team hates to face. Sean Payton was very clear about this. He asked for the stadium to be deafening when the Chargers are in the huddle, when they're trying to communicate, when they're trying to set up plays. And this isn't just motivational talk, this has real impact. When an offense can't communicate properly, when the quarterback can't call plays clearly, when the receivers can't hear the audibles, mistakes happen, false starts happen, delay of game happens, the offense loses rhythm, loses synchronization, and then the defense dominates. Tackle Mike McGlinchey said the Denver crowd has been one of the best in the world this season. And he's right. The energy has changed since that game against Green Bay. You can feel the difference. The atmosphere is more intense, more electric, more intimidating, and in this matchup, it needs to be even more so. Payton finished by saying the atmosphere will be fantastic and that he's excited about it, and that it matters, that it makes a difference, that it's not just a detail. So if you're going to be there at the stadium, family, arrive early, bring energy, raise your voice, make noise. Because you're not just a spectator, you're part of the team. You're the 12th player on the field. And the Chargers need to feel like they're entering an environment where nothing will be easy, where every play will be a battle, where every snap will be a mental and physical test. Now let's talk quickly about our offense, because you can't win games just by playing defense. Bo Nix, our sensational rookie quarterback, will have to command the offense with intelligence and efficiency. We need to control the clock, keep their defense on the field, tire those guys out, and above all, not commit turnovers. If we can get long drives that eat up 5, 6, 7 minutes of the clock, we take Lance and the Chargers' offense out of rhythm. They stay on the sideline, cooling off, and when they come back on the field, they can't find consistency. And look, Broncos Country, the team's recent home record speaks for itself. 13 wins in the last 15 games played at our stadium. That's dominance. That's making home field advantage count. And in this decisive duel, we have the chance to not only add another win to that list, but to guarantee that all playoff games, God willing, and if we do our part, will be played in this same place where we're practically unbeatable. There's a phrase from Sean Payton that stuck in my head since I read it. He said the players are smart enough to understand the importance of the game. And it's true. This group isn't naive. They know what's at stake. They feel the weight, feel the pressure, but also feel the opportunity. Because it's not every year you have the chance to be the first seed. It's not every year you have the best record in the conference. It's not every year you can guarantee that the road to the Super Bowl goes through your house. If you're watching this and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go there now and hit that subscribe button, because we're going to cover every step of this journey as far as we can go. There will be analysis, there will be emotion, there will be everything you need to follow Broncos Country in the best possible way. And turn on the notification bell too, because you won't want to miss any content when the playoffs start. Now let's think a little bit about the overall scenario. The AFC is absurdly competitive this year. There are very good teams, very well coached, with incredible talent everywhere. But the Denver Broncos, with 13 wins, showed they belong to the elite, showed they can play against anyone and win, showed resilience, mental strength, ability to win games in different ways. Sometimes with the defense dominating, sometimes with the offense exploding, sometimes with special teams making the difference. This versatility, this ability to adapt, is what separates pretenders from real contenders. And there's a statistical detail I can't let pass. I talked before about Super Bowl champions and turnover differential, but there's another important number. Home field advantage in the playoffs makes a gigantic difference. Teams that play at home have a significantly higher win rate than when they play away. Makes sense. You sleep in your own bed. You eat your own food. You don't have to travel, deal with time zones, deal with all the logistics that wears you down. You play in front of your crowd that supports you, pushes you, gives you extra energy when you need it most. And if we secure that now, we put all those advantages on our side. Just imagine Broncos Country. Imagine the playoffs coming. Imagine the big matchups, the elimination games, all that tension. And imagine all of this happening there at our stadium, with our energy, with our mountain climate that no visiting team likes to face, with the altitude affecting opponents, taking their breath away, making every sprint, every block, every tackle a little bit harder. That's real competitive advantage. That could be the difference between advancing and going home. The Chargers won't make it easy, even without Herbert. They have pride. They have a good coach who will prepare the team in the best possible way. They'll come with schemes, with adjustments, trying to exploit any weakness they find. But we have to be more prepared, have to be more focused, have to execute better, have to win the individual matchups, have to win at the line of scrimmage, both on offense and defense. Because that's where games are decided, in the trenches, where the Giants face off every snap and impose their will. The preparation during the week was intense. The players know what needs to be done. The coaches did the tactical work. Now it's time to execute. It's time to put everything into practice. It's time to show that the Denver Broncos didn't get to this point of the season by accident. We got here because we're good, because we train hard, because we believe, because we work as a family. And speaking of family, which is exactly what Broncos Country is, I want to know from you all. What are you feeling with this game coming? Are you confident, nervous, excited, all of it at the same time? Because I'm feeling all of that. I'm confident because I know the quality of our team. I'm nervous because I know it's a single game, and in football anything can happen. And I'm excited because the opportunity in front of us is gigantic. This season has already been special, has already gone beyond many people's expectations, but we don't want to stop here. We want more. We want everything. And this matchup is the next step on this journey. It's the next mission. It's the next challenge we need to overcome, and I believe we're going to overcome it. I believe in the quality of our players. I believe in Sean Payton's ability to prepare the team. I believe in the strength of our defense. I believe in Bo Nix's talent. I believe in the power of our crowd. I believe in Broncos Country. So mark it on your calendar, Denver Broncos versus Chargers. Last week of the regular season, but far from being just another game. It's the game that defines the playoff path. It's the game that could put us at the top of the AFC. It's the game that could tie the franchise win record. It's the game that could guarantee home field advantage while we chase what every team dreams of from the first day of training camp: the title, the championship, the Lombardi Trophy. Let's talk now about a crucial point that could make all the difference in this matchup. Sean Payton's experience in high-pressure moments. This guy has already won a Super Bowl. He knows exactly what it takes to get there. He understands the small details that separate champions from almost champions, and he's passing all that knowledge to our roster. Every tactical adjustment, every game decision, every mental preparation, all of it counts. And having a coach of this caliber commanding the team in such a crucial situation is a huge advantage. The way Payton managed this season was impeccable. He knew when to push, when to relieve pressure, when to make adjustments, when to trust his players. And the result is there. 13 wins, a team that believes in the system, that executes the game plan, that fights until the last second. This doesn't happen by accident. This is the result of leadership planning, competence. Now, let me talk about an aspect that many people don't pay attention to, but that's fundamental. The line play, both on offense and defense. If our offensive line can give Bo Nix time, can open holes for our running game, we'll control the game. And if our defensive line can pressure Trey Lance, collapse the pocket, force rush decisions, we'll create those turnovers that Payton wants so much. The line play doesn't show up much in highlights, doesn't generate the most spectacular plays, but it's where everything begins. It's the foundation of any winning team. And the Denver Broncos have quality in that department, have physical, technical players who understand their roles and execute with excellence. Mike McGlinchey has shown several times this season that he's an elite tackle, and on defense we have guys who can dominate their individual matchups. And you can't talk about defense without mentioning Pat Surtain again. This guy is simply one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Maybe the best. The way he can eliminate the opponent's best receiver, how he reads routes, how he contests every ball. It's the work of an artist. It's football played at the highest level. And having a player of this caliber gives you enormous flexibility to build defensive schemes, to send pressure, to do things that other teams can't do because they don't have reliable coverage. But the defense isn't just Surtain. There's an entire group of talented players working together, linebackers who stop the run, who cover tight ends, who blitz when necessary, safeties who give the last line of protection, who help in coverage, who make the saving tackles. It's a complete system where every piece is important, where every player knows their role and executes it perfectly. And on offense, even being a rookie, Bo Nix has shown impressive maturity. The way he progresses through his reads, how he doesn't force dangerous passes, how he uses his legs when necessary. The guy is playing winning football. He's doing what needs to be done to help the team win. And in this crucial moment of the season, having a quarterback who doesn't get rattled by pressure, who trusts the system, who executes, is absolutely vital. The receivers and tight ends have done solid work creating separation, catching contested balls, gaining yards after the catch, and the running game, when it gets in rhythm, is a powerful tool that controls the clock and keeps the opposing defense honest. It's a complete offense that can hurt you in many different ways, and that's what you want to have when you get to this phase of the season. Now let's talk about special teams, because many people underestimate this phase of the game, but it can decide matches. A blocked field goal, a well-executed punt return, a perfect kickoff coverage. These plays can completely change momentum, and the Denver Broncos need to win in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. That's the only way you guarantee consistent victories, especially against quality teams. The kicker needs to be sharp because there could be situations where we'll depend on a crucial field goal. The punter needs to flip the field when the offense can't convert. The returners need to give good field position for the offense to start drives. And all coverage units need to do their job, not allowing big plays that drastically change the game. Broncos Country, we're living a special moment, a moment that doesn't happen every year, a moment when all the pieces fell into place, when the team found its identity, when the chemistry is perfect, and now, in the most important game so far, we need everything. Need the players executing at the highest level, need the coaches making the right adjustments, need the crowd creating that intimidating environment, need everyone together, rowing in the same direction, focused on the same goal. So what do you think, Denver Broncos family? Are we going to do it? Are we going to dominate at home? Are we going to secure that first seed? Write in the comments what you're thinking. What's the score you predict? How do you think the game will go? I'm predicting a comfortable Broncos win, something like 31-17. I believe the defense will make Lance's life pretty complicated and that Bo Nix will manage the game perfectly. But I want to know your opinion. And if you believe as much as I do in this team, leave that like to show you're with us on this journey. Share with that friend of yours who's also Broncos Country. Send it to the family group. Send it to your uncle who loves the Broncos. Spread this positive energy. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now, because the next videos are going to be epic, especially when we win and start the playoff journey. Let's make noise at the next game. Let's support our team from the first to the last snap. Let's believe with all our strength, because when Broncos Country unites, when the whole family is together, when everyone believes and supports, nothing can stop us. This special team deserves our unconditional support. This team worked hard all season to get to this moment. Now it's time to reap the rewards. It's time to secure that first seed. It's time to guarantee the smoothest path possible to the Super Bowl. And you can be sure of one thing, family. Regardless of what happens, this has already been a season to keep in memory. 13 wins. A team that exceeded expectations. A rookie quarterback playing at a high level. A dominant defense. A champion coach commanding everything. A passionate crowd supporting at every moment. All of this is already special. But we want more. We want that trophy. We want to be part of the football elite. And it all starts in this next decisive matchup. So prepare your heart, Broncos Country. Prepare your voice to scream. Prepare your emotions to feel every play, because we're about to experience something unforgettable. Let's go together to the end. Until the next video, and may victory come. Go Broncos!